Come in. Oh, hi, Rollo. What's going on?
Well, hey, Dr. C. I was just thinking about, I got these plans to be a big kind of entrepreneur, and I was looking at the semantic web as a possible source of a technological prowess that I can leverage to my advantage. But I don't really get it. The semantic web. I mean, what is it?
Well, Rollo, do you know what the word semantic means?
It rhymes with romantic, but I'm not quite sure about its origins.
Actually, the word semantics is a Greek word. It comes from the Greek semantikos, which is the study of meaning, and it's been used for several thousand years to denote understanding when we're trying to make sense of things in the world. In the world of linguistics, for example, linguists often study the semantics. So what do words mean? So in computer science, we have computer scientists looking at computer languages from the standpoint of semantics and syntax. So it's got a long history, and it's been brought up to date within the web community as a way to give meaning to all the content, all the data, all the resources that exist out there on the web.
Well, that's very interesting, and I think I kind of do something like that when I make my websites, and I know that HTML has something called a meta tag. And what does meta mean?
Well, meta is another one of those Greek words that means about, refers to things about something. So metaphysics, the study of the principles behind the world of physics. So in HTML, the meta tag is designed to provide some information about the meaning of your web page to search engines that may come across your page and find it.
Well, I really want search engines to find my page because then I will be along my path for world domination. Here's my web page, a piece of it. Let me show you. So you kind of see that I'm using the meta tag, and you have these name and content things that I found in a book, and like the author is Rollo down there, and the page was a description of the page, Rollo World Domination, of course, and keywords, so search engines can find me. Pleasure, people want pleasure, so maybe they want pleasure, they can find my webpage, and then they'll get Rollo, and they'll come under my spell.
Well, okay, well, you're on the right track, and the meta tag of HTML does provide a very basic kind of semantics for your web page, but actually the world of the semantic web is a little more structured than just putting these tags in your website.
So you mean that just because I put the meta tags in doesn't mean that I am a semantic web guru?
Well, Rollo, no, not exactly. What you have to do is you got to begin to understand some of the technologies that sit behind the semantic web. I mean, the semantic web is an initiative by the World Wide Web Consortium, also referred to as the W3C, and it's very much due to the impetus and thrust of Tim Berners-Lee, who's pretty much responsible for the web as we know it today. And the semantic web consists of a series of semantic web technologies that you need to get into. One is RDF, the Resource Description Framework. Another is RDFS, which is RDF Schema, which is a way to describe the kind of things you're going to be talking about in your semantic web world, also called an ontology. OWL, which is a web ontology language for describing the relationship between things in your semantic universe. There's also a technology called N3, which is a very simple syntax for creating ontologies about the semantic web. And there's a query language called Sparkle, which allows us to do queries over our semantic web knowledge, just the way MySQL, for example, allows you to do queries over a database.
Well, okay, I've heard of some of these things before, and maybe you could enlighten me a little more. You know, one of the things I've heard about is that semantic web is based on triples, but I don't really get how the world of baseball is related to the world of the semantic web.
Well, Rollo, the triples that we're talking about in the semantic web is not related at all to the baseball domain, but instead the triples refer to three key pieces of information that's the basis for how we think about building semantic web applications. So, for example, on the semantic web, the triple refers to, just like a very simple sentence, a subject, a predicate, and an object. So, for example, if you want to say Rollo likes computers, which is a statement that we can make, then we can represent that graphically with a triple. Rollo is the subject, likes is the predicate, and computers is the object.
Well, that's okay, but how does that relate to world domination?
Well, one thing you could say was that computers could be useful in world domination. So we can put a world domination concept out here. And then we can also say things about you, Rollo.
Oh.
Yeah, like you have blue eyes. So Rollo, eye color blue.
Now, why'd you make that blue a square?
Well, in the semantic web, we distinguish between what we call resources, things that I've drawn here in these ovals, which allow us to add more information about it, versus things that are kind of atomic, where we're not going to really talk about blue, whereas we do want to talk about Rollo and computers and world domination in a little more detail.
Yeah, well, that's pretty interesting, Dr. C. Let me go and work on making my ontology for world domination, and I'll check back with you.
Okay, Rollo, see you later.